All right, guys, what's going on out there? Basically, I was just sort of lounging on the couch here late at night and decided to check out some comic book news. I rarely go to these sites of Newsarama and Bleeding Cool for various reasons. And DC has a streaming site that they're going to be launching and apparently spearheading this are the Teen Titans. Um, Watched the trailer for this, and I'm going to watch one episode of the show to have a critique, but so far it's not looking good at all. But no worries, because I'm not here to talk about this Titans. I'm here to talk about the Doom Patrol, something I'm actually hoping could be really cool. I've had several of my comic book buddies tell me not to hold my breath, but they've announced some really cool stuff here. How could I resist? As you can see, it's October 3rd, and apparently New York Comic Con that seems to be going on. And they announced a few things. Doom Patrol was originally slated for last year and for next year, 2019. But apparently it's coming out December 12th, getting moved to up, which is fantastic. I've been a Doom Patrol fan since the early 80s. It's one of those. Actually, the Doom Patrol and Black Adam both were pretty obscure, even for a comic book. The comic book fan, the comic book collector, the comic book, all the way up there. So the fact that we have a Doom Patrol TV show and a Black Adam movie supposed to be coming out blows my mind. It's very surreal. Now all we need is something with Commandy. My trifecta will be made. But basically, we have Timothy Dalton has been announced as playing the chief. Brendan Fraser will be providing the voice of Robot Man, while there's another actor who will be doing the physical presence on the show. And someone named Michael Bomer, I believe is his name, has been announced as Negative Man, which I hope eventually the show turns him into Rebus, which could be very cool. Um, I don't know who's been cast as Elastigirl. They've thrown in Crazy Jane out of nowhere, so I find that very interesting. Robot Man, the Chief, Negative Man, and Elastigirl were the original incarnation of the Doom Patrol from the Silver Age, and they added a Beast Boy and a character or two here or there over the years. But what really kind of found interesting is that it seems like the streaming service, I'm going to have to get off landscape. But what I found really interesting was the fact that it seems like the streaming service and the DC shows that they're going to be showing seem to be connected. So it kind of makes me wonder if there's going to be kind of a continuity going on. Much like the CW did when they had their Crisis on Earth X. But anyway, we go over here. Newsarama does a all right job of just kind of bottom lining who the Doom Patrol were. They were really supposed to be an oddity, a very weird group that came out, and I don't really think that was achieved until Grant Morrison got a hold of them in the early '90s. And people don't really seem to realize that Keith Giffen had a version of the Doom Patrol a couple years back that was really cool. They did some really interesting stuff with Elastigirl, where she was basically living bubblegum that could shrink and grow to great heights there. But basically, they're supposed to be traumatized, and the chief brings them all together. They all had different accidents, and they felt like freaks. And the only choice that they did in this that I don't understand is that they have Cyborg. Apparently, this is going to follow an episode of the Teen Titans. They're going to be reluctant heroes, and Cyborg is the one that comes with the call to come help us. And it would make more sense for Beast Boy to do it because Rita Farr and Steve Dayton. Rita Farr is Elastigirl, and Steve Dayton is quite a tale on his own. They were basically his adopted parents, but they've gone with Cyborg coming to help them. Makes no sense to me. It'll never be the same. But I just wanted to kind of run across over this and just talk about the Doom Patrol. Very, very surreal but for me that they're going to be having a. Oh, we don't want that ad to pop up. Very, very surreal that there's a Doom Patrol show at all. Um, Even if this thing ends up being terrible, I'm still going to check this out. Low expectations, high hopes. Try not to let myself get disappointed, but it's going to be really interesting to have the Doom Patrol, who went from obscurity to basically just a few, DC fans in general, to where they could be front and centered and just rediscovered. I've seen them in Teen Titans cartoon back in the 2000s. DC Universe, their YouTube channel, had a few little animated shorts with them. But yeah. So if you're a DC, if you know who the Doom Patrol are, or you have a different, favorite era of Doom Patrol, etc., etc., put it down there in the comments and stuff. And if you think this is going to be a stinker, put it down there. I'm really interested in what the vibe is out there for this. Even put in the comments if you're not even excited about this or you didn't know about this. Just kind of wanting to put it out there. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Be excellent to one another.